Action.
Hi, my name is Toby. I'm now in my 80s and am concerned about maintaining my general fitness level and my overall balance. A good fitness level is important at any time, but with COVID-19, its importance has been magnified. The recurring theme in numerous emails and cartoons has been the fact that most of us have put on excess kilos over this period. We need to be doing more exercise. I want to share with you my daily exercise routine with the assistance of two of my wonderful great-grandchildren. Toby, and the director, Vince. And with my eldest daughter, Jenny, who is the video producer. My program is not designed for bodybuilding or muscle mass development. I bought this t-shirt on the net for $15. So it does not require sets of weights, other equipment, or a home gym. All you need for this program is usually to be found in the kitchen. Okay, so I am 84 and I have 7 great-grandchildren. You have a fitness and balance program yourself, and this may not be appropriate for you, or you might like to use some of these exercises along with your home gym or some other program. My routine is short, 20 to 25 minutes, and it doesn't require any special equipment, so it's all exercises that can be done in the kitchen. I'll tell you how many repetitions I do, but this is just a guide and you would have to work out your own number of repetitions, because I've been doing this for some 25 years. So it's taken me a long time to work up to my present number of repetitions. All you need for this program is a thin cushion, approximately 36 centimeters square, that is 14 inches. My son found this one in a local chemist store, and that's fine for me, but you may want to use a larger cushion, and so I've used also our cushions from my dining setting, whatever is comfortable or the right size for you. Also, it's important to enjoy the experience of the exercises. So I have my computer linked up with a sound system, $49. It's got the stereo speakers and a bass woofer. That's because I like to hear music with the bass turned up. But that gives me access to everything on the computer, almost anything that's ever been recorded. And I use this as a background to the exercises. And they are very enjoyable, and that's what makes the experience that much better. I've listened to the Beatles, Queen, light classics, Human Nature, Dixieland jazz, and many other genres. Part A, the fitness exercises. Visualization is a central part of most Qi programs. The basic meaning of Qi is just vital life energy. Tai Chi has been adapted by the Ocean Park Hospital and other programs to Physio Qi, applying the exercise physiology to Qi programs. Ms. Mo Tapper has a very well-presented program, the DVD Physio Qi, and there are other programs available. In the traditional Qi programs, visualization is important, and they tend to give very descriptive terms to the movements and the exercises. Sometimes they're historical, religious, even mythical in significance. For instance, in G programs they talk about parting the wild horse's mane, or white crane spreads its wings, stepping back and repulsing the monkey, grasping the sparrow's tail. So what I've done is to just rename my exercises just in the way that they came to me, so that visualization is more or less the way I felt about the exercises. But if anyone uses these exercises, you can just have fun and create your own titles. The first 4 exercises are done on the floor, and the kitchen provides an excellent fixed set of anchor points to help you get up and down. So I'm going to go down and we're going to look at the exercises on the floor. Firstly, I've got the sink here, and that helps me just to get down comfortably onto my mat. I have a convenient anchor point below my sink, but if you don't have an anchor point like that, you can use a partner. So I've got Vincent, who's just steadying my legs while I do the exercises. So that just means that you don't have to worry if you haven't got something to put your feet under. Thanks very much, Vince. The first exercise I've called whirlpool. I lived 5 years or so in and out of the Kimberley, West Kimberley, and the Dampier Peninsula, Derby, Broome, Sunday Island, One Arm Point. The tides and currents in this part of the world are amongst the most treacherous in the world, and the most feared spot is called Whirlpool Pass. So we're going to paddle through Whirlpool Pass, and I've got the help here of Spike the spade. He's not usually in the kitchen, but he's quite happy to help us with our exercises. And we're going to paddle first one way and then the other. So we just get our paddle, and we paddle using the arms and also turning on the spine to exercise the back muscles laterally. So I'm going to do 25 on that side. When you go past the middle of a whirlpool, the tide changes to the opposite direction. So I'll then do 25 on the other. So paddle with intent, unless you'll be swallowed up if you're not careful by the whirlpools and the waters that are so dangerous in those areas. So I do 25 one side, 25 the other. And this strengthens the lateral back muscles, because most of our problems with back muscles are pulling muscle when we bend over, try to lift something in front of us or to the side of us, and we haven't got strong back muscles. So these strengthen that and help us with our lateral lifting. Okay, so now, guys, who does this remind you of?
Frankenstein. It does.
Yeah, okay. That's a real Frankenstein coming to life. But our exercise Frankensteins are not quite as scary. And I do 80 to 100 Frankensteins, and this is after a lot of practice, but they're in 4 groups. So firstly, there are frustrated Frankensteins, and they're really just sit-ups. So just the ordinary sit-ups, and I put my hands out in front, and that means I can't use them for anything else. Once I tried to do this kind of an exercise, and my son, who's trained in exercise physiology, said, don't do that, because you tend to pull yourself up with your neck and shoulder muscles, and that can cause damage to them. If you have difficulty doing a full Frankenstein, you can do a fractional Frankenstein. That is the second part of a movement. So from sitting position, where the body is right angles to the floor, just that simple movement of moving towards the feet, and that can be done 10 to 20 times. The third set of exercises are loop and slow roll Frankensteins. This goes a little bit back to our flying experiences. So from the prone position, your arms go forward into a loop and then back into a slow roll. So forward, and I do that 20 times. We used to live in the beautiful town of 2J, and I'd find driving with the intensity and the lights and the concentration that at times my neck and shoulder muscles would really ache badly. So this exercise actually overcame that when I was driving. So it's another function for the loop and slow roll exercises. The fourth set of Frankensteins are the frantic Frankensteins. Just 10 of these because they're just showing Frankenstein really desperate to get free. So it's just ones like this 10 times. That's the end of the Frankensteins. Masters, am I free to go now?
Not yet.
Oh.
While you're on the floor, I'd like you to show us the Cresta Beetle, Death Thrones, and the dying with one leg in the air move.
The Crusader Beetle Death Throws makes the use of a chair, and so I get close to it so my knees touch the chair, and then lie down, put my legs up, and do 50 of these exercises. The reason I've called it Crusader Beetle is that the physios suggested I cross my arms. I think that's so that I don't use them. But it just looked like a Crusader Beetle, but he's kind of mixed up, he's upside down. But anyway, 50 of these. You're using the buttocks muscles particularly, and the leg muscles. So 50 of those. And then the dive with one leg in the air, just use one leg and do 25 of each of the legs. So again, using your buttocks muscles, you'll find that you'll use a lot more of the leg muscles because you're only using one leg. So 25 of those, and change over, and 25 with the other leg. So they're the Crusader Beetle Death Throws. One problem with doing exercises on the floor is getting up. So you try to make sure you've got your joints on the mat. So my hip joint on the mat, and then over onto my knee joint, and then with your arms and your legs, you just easily get up. Some people will have difficulties using the floor for these exercises. So these 4 sets of exercises can be done on a firm mattress, just on your ordinary bed. There's no problem with the first 2, Whirlpool and the Frankensteins. Just do those on the bed. For the other 2, as the Death Throws one and the dying with one leg in the air, you'd need to use a couple of pillows in place of a chair, but otherwise those exercises can be done on a bed. For the hot seat, I just place the mat on the chair, and then it's just doing these exercises, but you don't stand too long on the hot seat. So I do 50 of these, and they can be very shallow like that, or you can go right down if you want to do more with the movement. So that's the hot seat. For these exercises, one has to use a small step down. I have 2 steps down out of my unit, but it's probably better to use something like a low stool, like this blue stool I have. And with the stool, I just, if I show you the reverse, so for in and out of the gutter, you need 1 foot at 45 degrees like that, and then the other one will go up and down like that. For stability though, I use it the other way round. So I have the stool, and then I can hang on to the bookshelves and the shelf there. So foot in 45 degrees and then 50 of these repetitions, and then reverse it with the right foot and the other foot at 45 degrees, and again doing the 50 repetitions. The in and out of the gutter exercise is to strengthen the outer quad and other quad muscles, to pull the patella or the kneecap into place and to strengthen it in that position. Some 25 years ago I had problems with my knees, and the doctor said, well, you'll have to look forward to knee surgery one of these days, or you can go to a good physiotherapist. The physiotherapist suggested this exercise, and I haven't had any real trouble with my knees ever since. So it was almost a complete counter to the problems with the patellas not being right in place. So the exercise, just pull the patella into place and then hold it there and stabilise the knee joint. As far as application of this exercise, you can just do shallow ups and downs, or you can do deeper ones according to what you're able to do. The first part of this exercise, I uses the sink as my anchor point, and then my legs go 90 centimetres approximately back, and then I just do body presses vertically like this or at an angle. So I do 50 of these, and I should have my feet flat on the floor, and this exercises the calf muscles. It's important here that people using this exercise find their own levels. If your calf muscles are too sore, then just shorten the distance and make it less strenuous. For the second part of the exercise, I put one foot in there under the sink and the other one back at 90 centimetres, and do the same exercise 50 times. And the third part, change feet, foot flat on the floor, and do 50 repetitions. The next exercise is called hugging the fridge. My fridge is located conveniently about 60 centimetres from the cupboard, and so it's just really knee bends. Now, one thing here is to do with posture, because if you can put your head back and keep that against the fridge while you do the exercise, it helps a bit with posture. As I found with aging, posture is a real problem, so I need to be careful that I exercise my posture position. So we just do knee bends, and I do 50 of these. You can do them very deeply, or you can just do them shallowly, according to your needs. Part B, balance exercises. Fitness and balance exercises should go together. Balance difficulties tend to multiply with age, and many serious consequences can occur from this possibility. In November 2018, my wife Dawn had a bad fall in the home and sustained a broken hip. She underwent surgery that night with a hip replacement, and it appeared that this was successful. However, complications followed of a non-physical nature, and with other factors, she suffered from Lewy body's dementia. After a really stressful 12 months, she had a stroke, and after a week in a coma, she passed on. The balance section outlines 8 exercises. With 9 other buddies, I was in the last national service intake for aircrew, and in our training together, most of us found it to be the best time of our lives. I've given names to the exercises as a salute to my wonderful Air Force mates. They will appreciate this, as we trained daily at the Madlands Aerodrome and had to do very little marching and weapon handling, square bashing.
Attention!
So this is just an exercise in standing to attention. So chin in, chest out, shoulders back, stomach in. So I just stand there for 50 quick beats, not seconds, but a count of 50, and keep as still as I can. That looks fairly normal, except that if you look at my feet, they're spaced one behind the other. This is just to help with the balance exercise. Now, the three positions we can take, that's one with one's toe inside the instep of the other foot, or we can have one where they're toe to heel, or one where they're in line. Now, my balance isn't great, so I keep to the safest one. That's the first one. Toe inside the instep of the other foot. The other factor that can be introduced to make it more complicated and less stable is doing all these exercises on your pad. So you can use your exercise pad and do the same thing. It just makes it a little bit less stable and gives you more exercise in keeping your balance. With all these exercises, one has to change feet positions so that we go through the whole of the exercises with the right foot forward, and then we change and do the same set of exercises with the left foot forward. Flight Lieutenant Duffy was a rather large man, somewhat overweight and apparently humorless, and so we were always looking out for Duffy because we had to be sure we were doing the right thing. So in our position, we've just stood to attention, and then we get the next command.
Where's Duffy?
So I'm looking either way, where's Duffy? Trying to keep my balance. I do that 25 times. And then the next order is...
Here's Duffy.
So he's in sight, so straighten up. Shoulders back, chin in. And I very snappily move to the left and the right because Duffy has come, and so we've got to look the best we can. Do that 25 times.
Quick march!
So holding my feet positions, I go into a marching position as if I'm moving along. Unfortunately, I'm not getting anywhere, but I do this 50 times. After about 30, I then increase the intensity and do some higher marching actions. So 50 times for the marching exercise.
The confused signaller.
The confused signaller is making some kind of a sign. We're not sure what it means. So it's just 50 times we're going to do this action. It's right over left, left over right. Now, you can introduce a football term because footy's back, and so there's also a confused AFL umpire. So if we just bend our knees a little and do the same action, it looks a little bit like an AFL umpire. Holding the ball, lying on the ball, holding it in, free kick. They can do that for about 10 times, and then the final 20 repetitions, if they can get more exaggerated, to allow the confused signaller to get even more confused. In conclusion, I'd like to salute the video production manager, my daughter Jenny. I'd like to salute the director, And I'd like to salute the Master of Ceremonies. Thank you.
Squad dismissed.
I won't ask you to pay me for that.
Now we're going live again in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, action.
In conclusion, I'd like to thank the video production manager. Thank you, Jenny. I'd like to thank the Master of Ceremonies. Thank you, Toby. Oh, I've got the wrong one. This
I haven't started.
My balanced exercise section outlines 8 exercises. With 9 other bodies, some 25 years ago.
Granddad, say that again.
I've already paid you.
This is not a comedy. Everyone hold their seats still.
And the okay, get up. I want to share my exercise routine with two of my wonderful great grandchildren. That is Toby and Vincent, and my wonderful great granddaughter.
We're going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All you need for this program is a thin cushion, approximately 36 centimeters or 14 centimeters. Oh, sorry.
Put my signs here and then put the script here. Let's just hope this all goes smoothly. That's a wrap. Now everyone get your pay. Everyone gets their pay.
Photo.
Hey?
Need photos together.
Oh. Yeah.